Good evening. Welcome to Dispatch, the weekly variety show for model railroaders. I'm Roy Smith, your dispatcher. I want to welcome those of you who are here in the studio audience tonight. Please have your tickets ready. The conductor is coming around to punch them. I also want to welcome all of you out there on YouTube. Thank you for letting me share the hobby of model railroading with you. Well, we've got a great show lined up for you tonight, so don't go away. We'll be right back after this brief commercial message. On this channel, we share the world's greatest hobby with you in Dispatch every Tuesday night and layout updates every Saturday morning right here. Don't miss out. Be sure to subscribe. Okay, coming up on tonight's show, your layout photos, the question of the week, your comments, and a big shout out. First up, your layout photos. Once again, many of you have posted photos of your layouts this week in a Facebook group called the N-Scale Union Pacific Evanston Subdivision Group. As always, I have brought your photos over here to Dispatch to share with everyone during the show. And here they are. Okay, when Dispatch ends tonight, be sure to go over to the Facebook group, join the group, and post a photo of your layout there. Why would you want to do that? Because we want to see what you're doing on your layout. That's why. It doesn't matter what scale you model in, and you can even post photos of your club's layout. I will put a link down below in the description to this video that will take you to the Facebook group where you can post your photos. When you see this photo of Echo Canyon on my layout, you will know you're at the right place. Now, next up on tonight's show, the question of the week. Our question for this week is your layout designed for continuous running, point-to-point running, or a combination of the two? I showed you very simplified schematics of each of these types of track plans in last week's Dispatch. Continuous loop plans allow you to watch your trains running continuously. Point-to-point plans allow you to recreate the behavior of real trains which go somewhere and then come back. And combination plans allow you to do both. Here's how you all responded to this question. As always in model railroading, none of these is better than the others. Rather, they serve different purposes. Continuous running may be better for rail fanning on your layout, that is, watching your trains run. Point-to-point may be better for running local freights and slow-moving industrial switching. And a combination track plan allows you to run your trains either point to point or continuously when you want to. I wanted to show you why my track plan is a combination of the two and how my staging yard allows me to either run trains continuously or point to point. But as I thought about it, I realized that I couldn't do that in a brief 2 or 3 minutes here on Dispatch. So I will do it instead of a regular layout update this coming Saturday morning. I will set aside the Evanston Granger renovation for a week in order to show you just how my layout operates this coming Saturday. Well, I'd like to thank all of you for your responses to this week's question. As always, I hope the question has given you something to think about, and I hope your responses will help newcomers to the hobby in choosing a track plan for their layouts. Now, I'd like to propose a question for the coming week, and that question is, what do you feel is the single biggest constraint you face in the hobby? Is it money, space, time, skill, or something else? You may be tempted to say all of the above, but for sake of this survey, I'd like you to think carefully about which one of these is the biggest constraint you face, and indicate that biggest constraint in the comments section down below. I look forward to sharing your responses right here on Dispatch next week. Remember, the question for the coming week is, what do you feel is the single biggest constraint you face in the hobby? Is it money, space, time, skill, or something else? And now it's time for your comments. This past Saturday, I uploaded a video called Evanston Renovation 4, installing a highway overpass on my N-scale model railroad. In it, I showed you how I am using scenery and a highway overpass to hide a hole in the layout backdrop through which trains pass on the Pocatello Subdivision, which joins the Evanston Subdivision at Granger, Wyoming. A whole bunch of you posted comments in response to the video. Here's what a few of you had to say. Chris Perry wrote, "Roy, having used your cork road ideas myself, I can say it works a treat. If you want to put cracks on the road surface, do it with a sharp pencil point." Chris is talking about the highway I'm building as part of this scene. Here's how I built that highway in last Saturday's layout update. And then I put down HO scale roadbed for the road itself. As it so happens, HO scale roadbed is the perfect width for N-scale roads. It's easier and quicker than other methods of road construction, and it bends easily to make curves in the road. I'm using foam nails to hold it in place until the glue dries. I will leave the foam nails in place overnight. Jeffrey Hatcher wrote, "The hill is a great solution for hiding the other side of the bridge." Jeffrey is talking about a small hill that I am creating in this scene, behind which the highway overpass will disappear into the layout backdrop. Here's how I did that in last Saturday's layout update. Now, as I said earlier, I was planning to put this building here behind which the overpass would disappear, but as I was thinking about this, I came up with an idea that I think will work better and look more realistic. I am moving the building a bit to the left and will fill in the space between the building and the overpass with a hill that will amount to an extension of the existing hills in this scene. The overpass will disappear behind this hill instead of the building. Give me a minute to get started on this and I will be right back. And here's the beginning of that hill. Once again, I am using stacked up layers of white styrofoam as a scenery base. I have glued the layers of styrofoam together and will leave them to dry overnight. Tomorrow I can shape the hill by carving it. I'm pleased with this change. I think that adding the hill here will hide the overpass as it disappears into the backdrop. And Ben of Creative Rails wrote, "Great video, Roy. I love the train rolling out from under the overpass. Definitely gave a taste of what the scene will look like, and I think you've nailed it." Here's what Ben is talking about: an eastbound intermodal train. My double stacks are the tallest cars on my layout, and as you can see, they easily pass under the highway overpass. I want to thank all of you who commented on the video. I want you to know that I always read your comments, and I really appreciate them, even if I don't always get around to responding to all of them. I can't begin to tell you how much I've learned just by reading your comments. Now, if you still haven't seen Evanston Renovation 4, installing a highway overpass on my N-scale model railroad, I will put a link to it down below that will take you directly to it. Go ahead and watch it after dispatch ends tonight. And now it's time for tonight's big shout out. And tonight's big shout out goes to Dave of Dave's Trains and his N-scale layout. Dave said that he was looking for something to do after retiring and decided to come back to model railroading. He has been working on his layout for a little over a year now. Watching the progress he is making is tons of fun. Let's go over to take a look at a brief clip from his latest video.
Hey, this is Dave Trains with update number 16 on my little N-scale layout. Just want to cover what I've got done so far on the layout. So let me turn this camera off and take you over to the layout, show what I got done. As you can see, I've got all the this mountain completely finished. I've worked on this for a year, and I'm just thinking the other day, it was a year in August, I think, when I started. So it does take a while to get going and to get it done. Basically just finish this area right through here and then move on across the other side of the room. But as always, if you want to follow me along this little N-scale journey, please hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for future notifications when I do put a video up. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, you've had a chance to see a bit of Dave's layout right here on Dispatch. Now be sure to go over to his channel to see the rest of it. And be sure to subscribe to Dave's channel while you're over there, if you still haven't done it. And tell him that Roy Smith sent you. I will put a link down below that will take you to his channel. Dave, if you're out there somewhere watching this, I just want to say how much I enjoy your videos. Thank you for letting me share your channel and your layout with everyone here on Dispatch tonight. I'm going to be watching your continued progress, and I hope that everyone else comes along. Well, that just about concludes tonight's show, but before you go, I want to remind you that there are now more than 200 videos on this channel. Go on over to my videos page and browse around. I will put a link to it down below. Be sure to subscribe to this channel if you haven't done it yet, and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss any future episodes. Also, be sure to come back here this coming Saturday morning when I plan to show you how the track plan for my layout allows for both continuous running and point-to-point running. All right, a great big thank you to all of you here in the studio audience who joined me tonight Yes, you heard right. There will be coffee and donuts in the social area downstairs right after the show. And a great big thank you to all of you out there watching on YouTube. Sharing the hobby with you really is the best part of model railroading. Until next time then, happy railroading. I'm Roy Smith, and I will see you again very soon.